BWC Bantamweight Championship. That's the 118-pound division, where Mbulelo Botile takes on Timmy Austin, both undefeated. Tim Austin ranked #1. Hello again, everybody. I'm Bob Sheridan, and welcome to Nashville. We've got a big show for you tonight. Let's take a quick look at the tail of the tape, and you'll see a few significant things. Number one, there's an awful lot of similarities there. The age about the same, 1 year at this stage doesn't mean anything. The height exactly the same, the weight exactly the same, but Tim Austin does have a 2-inch advantage in reach, and both of them are coming off wins. The IBF rules, 10-point must scoring system, no standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule, and a fighter cannot be saved by the bell in any round, and only the referee can stop the fight. Tim Austin is a southpaw. I see Jimmy Lennon Jr. has moved into position, and we're just about set to get the official announcement underway. So here's Jimmy.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you. We welcome you to the Nashville Arena here in beautiful Nashville, Tennessee, as we have a big night of action coming away. It's all brought to you by Don King Productions and St. Ides Gold Premium Beer. At this time, we present the first of our World Championship bouts, the Battle of the Undefeated Bantamweights. It is sanctioned by the International Boxing Federation, the President Robert Lee Sr., Supervisor Robert Lee Jr., along with the Tennessee State Boxing Commission Administrator Tommy Patrick, Director John Hopkins. Introducing to you our judges scoring this bout from ringside: Stanley Christodoulou, Dr. Ruben Garcia, and Waldemar Schmidt. Introducing our referee in charge of this bout, we have Mark Nelson. All right, fans, here we go. 12 rounds of boxing for the IBF Bantamweight Championship of the World. Introducing first the challenger on my left, fighting out of the blue corner. He is wearing white trunks with red trim, fighting out of his hometown of Cincinnati, Ohio. He weighed in at the bantamweight limit of 118 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign in the ring with 15 wins, no losses, 1 draw, and 14 big wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome the 1992 Olympic bronze medal winner, currently ranked the #1 IBF Bantamweight contender, known as the Cincinnati Kid, introducing Tim Austin. His opponent across the ring on my right is the defending world champion, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white trunks with multicolored trim, and fighting out of East London, South Africa. He weighed in the same weight as his opponent, 118 pounds even. His outstanding record stands at 21 wins, no losses, 13 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight he is making the 6th defense of his title. Here is the undefeated IBF Bantamweight Champion of the World, Kid Dynamite Mbulelo Botile. Once again, a referee in charge, Mark Nelson, now to give instructions.
Okay, gentlemen, you've already received your instructions in the dressing room. It's for the IBF Bantamweight Championship of the World. I expect a clean championship fight. Just obey my commands and protect yourself at all times. Obey the bell. Touch gloves.
All right, so we're set to go. Bob Sheridan here on King Vision around the world. Glad that you can be with us. This is for the Bantamweight Championship of the World. 2 undefeated fighters, 2 guys in the prime of their career, 25 and 26 years old. Neither guy knows how to lose. Both guys great amateur champions, both terrific fighters. This will be a war because Botile is an aggressive sort of fighter, and Timmy is a great boxer. Timmy coming off a tremendous string of first-round knockouts, 4 in a row, but I don't know if it's going to happen for him tonight. For Botile, as you see them both in white, it's the red around the middle with the TA, Timmy facing you. That's Timmy Austin with the red trim down the side and kind of the more multicolors with the red, yellow, and blue kind of ribbons around the trunks of the champion, Mbulelo Botile. Again, he's beaten a couple of southpaws, so Tim Austin's southpaw style shouldn't surprise him any. Timmy's very, very quick with his hands and very quick on his feet. Botile would like to draw him into a war, draw him into a real battle, draw him into a brawl. Tim is a type of in and out. He's a classic boxer. He's a very, very good boxer with tremendous, tremendous amateur career over the 200 fights, and of course, the Olympic bronze medalist in Barcelona, Spain. For Tim, it's the night of his life. He's a bit concerned about being a guy that hasn't had a lot of fights in the recent year. He only fought twice in '96. He would have liked to have had another fight in '97 before this one, but he said, this is the night of my life. Coming off the first round KO win in February of '96 against Miguel Espinoza, and you heard Carl King at the top of the show say, well, he was tough, we weren't going to put him in because we knew we'd be ranked #1 in the IBF, and he was in line for a title shot. For Botile, it's not the type of opponent you like to face, a guy that's got this kind of hand speed and foot speed, but when you're the champion of the world, you have to go against the very best, and that's what Timmy Austin is. Over 100 people came down from Cincinnati, most of Tim's family, and a lot of his friends are here, so it's a big night for him. Both guys sort of feeling each other out here in round #1. At the midway point here in round #1, Botile not as aggressive as I thought he'd be. That's Tim Austin with the red, the more predominant red on the trunks. Tim Austin to the right of your screen with the TA on his trunks, and the champion, the right-handed fighter, to the left of your screen. Austin goes with the jab. Nothing offensive from Botile as yet. He's trying to feel Tim out, trying to drag him into the war. Tim showing that hand speed, able to land that light right hand. Nice right jab, and now Tim's in. You see how quick and how slick he is getting out of the corner? Tim, although he hasn't been real busy as a professional because of the training problems that he's had, but there's one thing for sure, this kid knows how to fight. He's got tremendous ability. Right up on his toes, light right hand, gets through, misses with the left hand that time. Tim with that right jab in the face of Botile. That time he goes to the body, digging downstairs. This is the 6th title offense for Botile. Timmy loading that one up, but doesn't quite land it. All he has to do is tap, 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 and let the right hand go. And that's the way this kid fights. He's not stepping up into his jab the way I'd like to see him. He's backing off a little bit, but that time he let the left hand fly, which is the power hand for the southpaw. Botile continues to come forward, and Timmy counters him. As the bell ending round #1. Bob Sheridan back here live on King Vision. You're watching around the world, and we're in Nashville, Tennessee. This is round #2 of the IBF Bantamweight Championship of the World. The challenger facing you, the champion to the right of your screen, is Mbulelo Botile. Botile now trying to pick up the pace a little bit more, and Tim getting a little bit more defensive here in the early going. Botile told us he likes Azuma Nelson, who was a great featherweight champ, a tremendous fighter, still a champion of the world, but his favorite fighter of all time is Thomas the Hitman Hearns. He said to us, I hope Timmy Austin will stand and fight. I'd like to make a brawl out of this thing, but Timmy's a little bit too smart for that. Botile has never been cut in his career, never been down. He's the type of guy that likes to go toe-to-toe, and you see Timmy loading up the left hand there. Boxing very popular in actually it's the Tulsa tribe in South Africa. That poor section that Nelson Mandela, the president of South Africa, came from. See Botile trying to land some heavy shots on Tim, and Tim won't have any part of it. He slips right away. Tim's going to let that right hand go, let that left hand go, I should say, a little bit more. So he knows how to tie up when he gets inside. Is there a little bit of a abrasion on top of that right eye of Tim? We got to keep a look for this thing because he's had a couple of problems with cuts. Botile trying to be more aggressive here, and Tim knows exactly how to handle it. Right up on his toes, in and out, in and out. Angelo Dundee, the great trainer, used to say, hit and don't get hit. I see blood on the trunks of Tim, and I've got an idea that he might be cut above that right eye. And if he is, it's not good. There is blood on the trunks of the challenger, Tim Austin. And you see the champ keeping the pressure on Tim. This is a better second round for the champion. Timmy bangs the body. Tim has got to be more definitive with that jab. Good right hand get through by the champion that time. Tim has got to step up into that jab, and he's not doing it. He's lazy with that jab. He's got to get more aggressive with that jab. You hear Aaron Snowell over there saying step up with that jab, and that's exactly what he needs to do, is step up into that jab and keep this guy off. If Tim can't hold him off with the jab, he's going to have a long night here. Bottilie keeping the pressure on. Tim lets go finally with that left hand. He needs to get more aggressive with the left hand. And as opposed to Tim bleeding from what I thought was a little graze, there was a splash of blood over his eye, it looks like Bottilie's right eye might be the one cut. We'll get a closer look in between rounds, but I think Bottilie's the one that's cut. And it sure looks like it from where I can see right now. Tim has got a little bit of cut on Bottilie's eye. Now, Tim needs to get out of the corner and slide down those ropes when he gets back in here. And now we'll take a close look at both the guys. I think that was Bottilie's round. It was a little bit more aggressive.
Come on now. Give me that towel. Come on. Come on now. You can do it. You won that round. All right? Come on now. All right? Come on. You won that one too, Tim. All right? Sit down and gamble with the motherfucker. Just move your head. You got to step in with your jab. When you roll, step in with your jab. You're winning the fight, man. You're winning.
It's Aaron Snowell speaking. Now watch this. You see Bottilie getting a little bit more aggressive. And he caught Tim with a pretty good shot there, but Tim able to get right back and get away from him. Idea is hit and don't get hit. This is later in the round now. Bottilie gets through, looping right hand that time, does no damage. And across the way, it looks like they were working on that eye of Bottilie, so we'll keep an eye on that. You see, he's very puffy in the cheeks anyway.
Back up.
And we'll keep an eye right on top of that. This is round number 3. It's scheduled for 12. This is a world title fight. Timmy kind of suckers him in with that left hand. While Bottilie is as aggressive now in the 3rd round and certainly in the 2nd round as we expect him to be, Timmy is in no way losing control here. He's got to hold him off with that jab. When he does not keep that jab out there, Bottilie is able to land. And Tim has got to keep that jab out there, and he's got to step up into it with authority. It's the only criticism that I've got of Tim's style to this point in the fight. Tim is so quick on his feet, he's able to get in and out. And sometimes when you see him with in this shot here, his legs are very wide apart. There's not a lot of power with the left hand when he throws it when his legs are that far apart. Tim has got to step up more with the jab, and he's got to get the legs a little bit closer to get more power with that left hand, which is his power hand. This is where he wants to be, to let it fly, right here. Bang! Just like that. That's exactly what it calls for. Right there. Now he's fighting the way he should be fighting. You see when he backs off like this, see how wide his legs are? No power with the left hand there. When you get him a little bit closer and you set that up off that right jab of his, now he needs to slide down the ropes and get out of there. That's it. That's the way to fight him. Bottilie able to execute a lot of things, but Tim having a better 3rd round here than he did in the 2nd round. Listen to the instructions of Aaron Snowell in between rounds, and it's paid off for Tim. Actually, there's blood coming out of the mouth of Tim. He's either cut, it appears, inside the mouth or on the lip. We saw Aaron Snowell kind of swabbing out his mouth in between rounds. Nice shot that time with the left hand by Tim Austin. This one living up to what it was supposed to be. If you like tactical boxing, you've got to love this fight. Both of these guys, tremendous ability. Both of them in great shape. Both excellent boxers. Neither guy ever been down in his career. This is the first time in Bottilie's career he's ever been cut below that, it looks like below the right eye, but it's nothing serious. Whatever they did in between rounds has worked. See Tim pawing with that right hand? That's no good. Needs to get definitive with that, or use what he did that time, and that's the uppercut. See, Tim can get lazy with that right hand. He needs to use, that's the way to use the jab there. See, he can do it, he can execute it, but he gets lazy with it every once in a while and allows Bottilie to come in on him. And that's the best thing for Bottilie. When he sees a lazy left, that's when he wants to jump on Tim Austin. And that's what he's doing. Tim using his boxing skills. Tim told me yesterday, I want this fight to go to the distance. I want people to see my boxing skills. I want to be able to slip and slide, sting, move. There's a body shot with that left hand that Aaron Snowell is screaming from the through. And there's another one getting through. Big shot that time gets through. And the bell ends round 3. Good boxing round. Tim Austin is cut inside the mouth, but let's go across the way now with Bottilie.
Push him with a good free jab first.
Let him catch his breath.
At the feet, okay? You got to give me 2 free jabs, okay? You got to give me 2 free jabs.
Now.
Al, keep him on the stool until the bell rings.
Yeah. You stay on the stool till we lift you up, okay?
You got the government tool for the tail, okay? Yeah. You got the government tool for the tail, boy. And you got to keep on back. You got to keep on.
Deep breaths, deep breaths. Give me
Hey, you
that
talk about guys that don't want to back down. Watch this replay. This is what you call toe-to-toe. Now, Tim doesn't want to get in a war like this toe-to-toe, but these guys don't know how to lose, either one of them. Neither one of them has ever lost a fight in his career. See, the heads come together when Tim dipped down there, and Tim walked into a right hand that time. But look at how aggressive he is. Nobody backs down here. All right, we're coming up to round number 4. And you hear them in Bottigli's corner saying use the jab, and that's exactly what Aaron Snowell is telling his man, Timmy Austin. You're going to bam with that jab, and that's what he's trying to do. A little bit more definitive. He needs to push off that hind leg and really step up into that jab. Southpaw against the right-handed fighter. And so far, the southpaw style of Tim Austin hasn't confused Bottigli one bit. He's fought 7 southpaws. And in his last 5 fights, he's fought 2 southpaws, and he knocked both of them out. In common opponents, they actually have one. It's Javier Diaz, who with the distance with both fighters winning decisions. Timmy had a technical draw when he was cut in the first round of the first fight with Diaz, but came back to win a decision in that one. So these guys are very, very evenly matched, same size, same weight, basically the same age. But Tim has a reach advantage, and he's trying to use it. He stepped up into the jab pretty good that time, but he's got a double with it to keep this guy off. Feints to the right, and the right hand comes through. That's a bad move for a left-handed fighter against the right-handed fighter, because when you feint off to your right, your whole left side of your body is exposed to the right hand, the power hand of the right-handed fighter. So Tim, who's had a career of fighting right-handed guys, knows that, but he's trying to catch this guy making a move and counter with his power hand, the left, if the guy misses the right hand. Now, Tim doesn't want to be on the ropes. He needs to slide. That's it. He slides right down the ropes, knows he doesn't want to be there, tries to catch his breath a little bit. This is a very even round, a difficult round to score. Tim gets through with the jab, Bottigli back with his. Bottigli the champ. To the left of your screen, it's Tim Austin to the right of your screen. Timmy misses with the right hand. There's the jab short by Bottigli. Timmy gets through, showing his hand speed again. Has definite hand speed advantage for Tim, and he needs to use it. Just use the power. Throw that left hand a little bit more. There it goes. He caught him on the top of the forehead with that one. Dug to the body that time, and you hear them in the corner of Tim Austin saying, throw that hand, throw that uppercut. Let's see if he can execute it. When he feints right, there it is. The right uppercut came. Bang him with the left hand. Tim is outboxing him now in a round that was very, very even. Tim is beginning to outbox him here in the 4th round. Blood coming from the mouth of Tim Austin. A little bit of just a kind of a slit cut below the right eye of Bottigli, but nothing that's really a problem. Tim ducked underneath a nice defense that time as Bottigli came forward, throwing his right hand. Every time Tim gets lazy with his right jab, Bottigli's able to score. Now he gets off the rope. See that slick movement, feinted right and slid down to the left. Blood really coming out of the mouth of Tim. I don't know whether it's inside the mouth of the lip. I think it's inside. Maybe he bit his tongue or something. There's an awful lot of blood coming out. But that was a good round for Tim Austin. Tim's got that cut lip, and here we go to round number 5. It's not his tongue, it is his lip. Puffiness around the eyes of Bottigli. Tim with that cut, it's on the lip, and it's not really a problem. It's just messy out there for him. He's losing a lot of blood, though. There's an awful lot of blood coming down. That was a slip, and the referee, Mark Nelson, a nice job right on top of it, realizing it was a slip. Mark Nelson doing his first world title fight. Tim again cut inside that bottom lip, and the blood really streaming out quite a bit. It's more of a mess than it is a bit of a distraction to Tim. And you see Bottigli trying to keep the pressure on and landed a couple of good shots there. Tim needs to get off the ropes here. He can't stand in the corner. He's got to fire and get out of that corner. He throws that left hand down there. Doesn't want to sit on the ropes, but he's allowing the guy to come forward. Now Tim forces him off, and that's where he wants to be out there, so he can use his legs. If Tim is back on the ropes, he can't move back, and that's when he's fighting his best. When he moves back and then comes back in, plants his legs and fires. Nice right hand get through that time by Tim. That was more of a right hook. Caught him again that time. Some of these rounds, to this point in the 5th round, a very difficult round to score because Botile is aggressive and Tim is doing a great job counterpunching him. This is round 5 of a scheduled 12-round affair, and this is a good fight. Botile forcing the fight right now. Tim up on the toes. And you know, the lack of appearances in the ring for Tim is not showing. He doesn't look rusty. He's in against the world champ, and he certainly looks like he's ready for this, which a lot of credit has to go to the corner. Aaron Snowell, Eddie Davis, and Rudy Clark that have done a good job getting him ready for this fight. Botile is having one of his better rounds this round, in my opinion, though. I had Austin winning number 1, Botile winning 2, and Austin winning 3 and 4. But they're close rounds. Different judges might see these different. They're that close. See Tim exactly where he wants to be, outside the punching area, and using that extra 2 inches he has in reach. He's got to pump that thing and then throw the left hand, and that's exactly what he did. At some stage, Tim is going to have to pick up and get a lot more aggressive, though. Botile caught him that time. Botile coming forward. Tim's got to fire. There it is. He fires that left hand. That's his power hand. He hasn't landed it real flush, and he's been throwing it sparingly. But he's working the jab a lot better now. Up on the toes, bouncing in and out, and driving off that hind foot. And that's the way to throw a jab. And when you throw the jab like that, the opponent can't get in. Closing seconds now of this, the 5th round. This is Botile's round, though. There's the big left hand that Tim's been looking to throw. Didn't do any damage to Botile, but it got his attention. We listen in to Mbulelo.
Feel the round when it's going to an end. And it's very important that one finish big. Remember that? Yeah. Feel the round when it's going to finish. And this guy, whenever you put him close, he can't do a thing. This is round 6. Okay?
Halfway home, baby.
That's it. This is round 6.
You're hurt.
And whenever you land, this guy cannot take it. That's it.
All right, watch this shot here now. Boom, there it is. That's big looping left hand, the power hand of Tim. Tim stood back and admired it because the bell rang to end the 5th round.
You've got your right lead to this leg. Right?
Keep stepping. Listen.
Stepping in the left.
To the left. Don't go straight in. You got to step left.
Get the water here, Malcolm.
That jumbo in the back of the corner means hello in Swahili. I'm not sure exactly what language, but when you're ever in East Africa anyway, I don't know about South Africa, the guys say to you, morning, jumbo. I thought they were making fun of my size, but it means hello. Here we go, round number 6 around the world here on King Vision. I'm Bob Sheridan. You're watching Mbulelo Botile against Tim Austin. And it's a very close fight. I have it scored 1 point in favor of Tim Austin going here to the 6th round. It's a close fight. It's a tough fight. It's a strategic fight for both guys. Botile has a right eye that's starting to close up a bit. Tim is unmarked with the exception of in the very first round. He got a cut and a split lower lip, and he's been losing a lot of blood throughout the course of the fight. You see him pouring with that right jab. That's no good. Botile can come right through with it. Tim has got to get a little bit more aggressive, I think, at some stage here to really take command and show that he's in charge of this fight. Plus, he's in against a terrific world champion, Mbulelo Botile. Botile, a quiet sort of guy, and Tim Austin, a quiet sort of guy. Two very, very nice guys, two gentlemen. Botile's having another good round here, though, in the 6th round. They split the first 2, in my opinion. Then Timmy won 3 and 4, and Botile came back in the 5th, and I think he's winning the 6th round. So Tim has got to pick up the pace a bit here. Hold him off with that nice right jab of his, and he's got to throw more left hands. Tim up on his toes, showing his defense, and it's fine, but you're not going to win rounds just fighting defensively. Botile continually stalking him, continually chasing him. Tim is dictating the pace of the fight in that when he decides the fight is when they fight. The rest of the time he's up on his toes. But it's this stage of the fight, 6, 7, and 8, and a 12-round fight, that is when a guy that hasn't had a lot of practice in the ring in the past year or so, it can begin to show. And Tim goes down, and this time he calls it a slip. He was off balance, even though a punch was being thrown, and it was the right call by Mark Nelson. And again, that happens a lot of times when the front feet of a right-handed fighter and a southpaw get tied up. Because oftentimes what happens is the right-handed fighter will get his left foot hooked around the heel of the left-handed fighter, and if he pushes him back, he'll go down. And this referee, Mark Nelson, who's doing his first world title fight, doing a nice job seeing that. Oftentimes, if a referee has a tendency to get too close to the action, he misses it, and it would have been unfortunate for Tim Austin, who I think is losing this round, would have lost it 10-8 instead of 10-9. The corner of Tim Austin has got to get him juiced up in between rounds, I'll tell you. He's starting to get a little bit lazy out there, and he needs to get juiced up. All right, there's another round for Mbulelo.
Hey, Tim. When you go to the give me 2, 3, 4 punches, and the follow. Never give him a rhythm. You see now, you're making.
We'll show you the slip here now. And just exactly what you said, the camera wasn't quite wide enough, but exactly what we said happened, I believe, is that they slipped over the outstretched foot. You see, you can't quite see it, but see, he goes back over the heel, and he slips down, and the referee was astute enough to realize that.
Stay to the body. When you throw for the head, it's got to come
As we go to the 7th round, we'll listen into the corner to Botille's corner.
And the left hook like a guy.
Keep the knees bent. Don't stand straight up.
More difficult for Botille because both Malcolm Garrett is giving instructions, as well as Z and Goonie, his manager, giving instructions. They'd be better off if just one would take the direction in there. This fight, I've got it scored dead even right now, but Botille coming on. This is the 7th round. Tim should get more aggressive here, and if he does, he can keep this fight very, very close. Beginning to look like a strategic battle that could go the distance. Neither guy appears to have the power to drop the other guy, although Tim has been down on the canvas twice, but both slips. And it's a good thing we've got a good referee like Mark Nelson in there to realize exactly what's happening. Tim trying to catch the shots of Botille, and for some reason, the last round and this round, Tim looks much more tentative. You notice he's got his glove open like he wants to catch. There he goes. He cuts loose with that left hand. That's his power hand. Tim Austin to the left of your screen. Botille, the champ, to the right. And the champion is coming on now. Timmy is letting him come on because he's not getting aggressive enough here in the middle rounds. And again, it's the middle rounds when a guy that hasn't had a lot of work recently, it begins to show a bit. It's not really necessarily ring rust, but it's just the lack of competition without the headgear, and they get a little bit lazy towards the middle rounds when they're not that busy. And this time he counters real good, and it's scored as a knockdown. And that's exactly what Tim needed. Counts up to 5. He's just one of those flash knockdowns, but it's the first knockdown in the fight. And that's exactly what Tim needed to do to get his confidence going. And that's because in between rounds, his guy said, hey, you got to turn it up a notch. And that's what Tim is trying to do. Nice counterpunch dropped him. Botille continues to come forward, and Tim has got his confidence going now. You can see it in his eyes. Up on top, he doesn't want to get caught back in this corner. He needs to slide down the ropes. Instead, he just fires inside. I like that because it's showing the aggressiveness. Timmy was almost lulled to sleep, and then all of a sudden he turned it up a notch. He took a pretty good shot that time by Botille, and he absorbed it. Botille surprised by that flash knockdown. So a very even round, which was going to be a good round for Botille. Tim turned it around by knocking him down, and now Botille coming back, and Tim answers right back. We've got us a real good fight here. This is the war that Botille wanted to drag Tim into. Tim getting clipped again, both sides, left hand and right hand. Tim holds his ground. Again, notice the way Tim draws him, and he plants his feet and then fights. So he's dictating the pace of the fight, in spite of the fact that it's Botille that's coming on all the time. He's looking to counter him and try to drop him again. Closing seconds now of the 7th round. And Botille looked like he was having things his way, and all of a sudden Tim clipped him and dropped him, which makes it a 10-8 round, which really helps Tim out a great deal here. The bell ends round 7. Good round for Tim Austin.
Where you at now after that? It's the way we want
That's the way we want you to work.
Is it? You wanted him to cut the one the land or something? You can stop this guy. Once you can do that, okay? I mean, we could say that is a.
We're going to show you the knockdown.
Okay?
Needless to say, we'll set it up for you.
We want you to work like
As you see, Botile just having things kind of going his way, and all of a sudden, watch what Tim does here now. Boom, bang, he catches him and almost pushes him down, but with a punch there and the referee moving towards him, he kind of got away with pushing him down. Watch this, watch this. Boom, he clipped him behind the head and got him off balance and was able to, in fact, use his power to push him over. Not what you'd call a real clean knockdown or even a flash knockdown, but Tim got away with it, and that's ring experience. 200 amateur fights, 17th professional fight. You'd be fooled by the guy in his 18th pro fight, 17th pro fight, but this guy's had all kinds of international competition. Now, whether the judges will actually give him a 10-8 round, I did, because the referee scored it a knockdown. Remember, the referee doesn't score. 3 judges score the fight. Stanley Costadulo, one of the very best, in his 90th professional fight. Not his 90th professional fight, his 90th fight involving championship. He's from South Africa. Wildemir Schmidt of Puerto Rico, and Dr. Ruben Garcia of Alice, Texas. So now it's up to Botile to turn it up a notch and try to take away that round that Timmy stole from him and try to get this thing back even. It's still a very, very close fight. 1 or 2 points either way. I've got Austin slightly out in front based on the knockdown. And Austin actually looking like he's having a pretty good 8th round here. As long as he keeps that jab pumping like that. And don't get really sucking into a heavy punching brawl. But when you have to, counter him. And that's what he's doing. You see him getting away, throwing punches, getting away. Tim leans that chin forward, but he got to be throwing here. Inside, he's got to throw. Botile trying to make a war of it again. Tim got to hold him off with a jab. He can't allow him to walk in. He's either got to hold him off with a couple of stiff jabs or cut loose with that left power hand. He can't let the guy walk in. Let's see what happens this time. See Botile, his stack coming forward. Let's see what Tim does. And Tim just lets him walk in now. He's not holding him off with a jab. Now he goes with the 2 jabs. Even though they miss, they're in the face and they're distracting, then he can throw that left hand. Botile trying to set up his right hand, which is his power hand. As long as Tim keeps that jab in the eyes and in the face, he can't unleash that big right hand. As with a southpaw fighter, with the left shoulder back, the right hand has a long way to go. As Tim with a short, crisp left hand, which put Botile back on his heels. That was the heaviest punch of this round. And actually, it was a better punch he landed than the one that he knocked him down with. That's what Tim needs to do more of. Nice right hand that time by Timmy. Caught him good, and he's in trouble, and he goes down. And I think he may have stopped the fight. He has stopped the fight. It's all over. This guy's out on his feet. Tim Austin is the brand new bantamweight champion of the world. The referee, by the way, did the right thing. He is very, very dazed, and Mark Nelson did the right thing. He's still totally out on his feet. He never actually went down. He got hung up in the ropes. It came in about 2:20 of the 8th round, and Tim was in a war. Look at the celebration going on in the ring. The biggest night in the life of Tim Austin. Austin has risen to the occasion. And there's not a nicer kid in boxing than Timmy Austin, who did a great job. Look at that. We'll have the official announcement. But I'll tell you, I was wondering if the referee was doing the right thing at the time, and by golly, he was right on top of it because Tim had really punished him. The kid was totally out on his feet. He's all right now, and now he complains, but at the time the referee stopped the fight, he absolutely did the right thing because his back was to Tim and he was going to get hurt. Sterling McPherson, who's a former world champion in his own right, is seated right next to me. Sterling, you train some great fighters. I've got the stick mic now, and I got Sterling with me on it. And Sterling, I'd like to get a comment from you because you train so many fighters. Timmy really rose to the occasion tonight.
He really did. I mean, I was really surprised to see him in the 6th and 7th round elevate himself to that other level because, I mean, when you get a kid that hasn't fought in 16 months, you look for him to tire in these middle rounds because of the hype of the fight and all the tenacity that's coming at him.
Watch this now, Sterling. Watch this where he catches him with his left hand. Bam, right there. He just grazed him by the chin and he kept throwing punches. Now, at this stage, the guy's like hung up on the ropes, and I was surprised that the referee stopped the fight, but he's really out on his feet.
Yeah, he really is out on his feet. And I was really shocked, too, because I thought the ref was going to send Timmy to the neutral corner. I didn't know if the standing 8 count was in effect or not. Did you know that, Colonel?
Well, yeah, there's no standing 8 count here. There is in the state of Tennessee, and that's why it's confusing.
The knockdown, he could have given him a knockdown, but the guy looked like he didn't want to get up.
Well, he couldn't really, Sterling, because when he did see him get up, I was seated right here. And thanks for coming over here, by the way, and sharing your expertise. But I know everyone in your camp is pleased for Timmy.
For Timmy Austin to see him win the title. And I hope the kid can stay active because he's a tremendous fighter.
The comments of Sterling McPherson, great champion in his own right. Here's Jimmy Lennon.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 2 minutes, 20 seconds in round number 8. Our referee in charge, Mark Nelson, stops the contest. He's the winner by way of knockout. He is the new IBF Bantamweight Champion of the World, the Cincinnati Kid, Tim Austin.
Well, a terrific effort by Tim Austin because, as you heard Sterling McPherson say, you know, through the middle rounds, and I think I may have mentioned it once or twice too, that a guy that hasn't been real busy, and Timmy hasn't been real busy, to be able to get through those middle rounds is something. I see Jim Gray is in there, and we're going to drop in on the United States Network, Showtime, and Jim Gray's interview with the fighters in there. So stick right with us, and don't forget, coming up, Frankie Lyles and Zephyru Balagu. Here's Jim Gray now.
There's a cluster in the ring.
Well, he seems to be set, but he hasn't started asking any questions. We're going to go to Jim momentarily, so just stay right with us, and we'll have the interview with a very elated Tim Austin. And there's Frankie Lyles coming up, the super middleweight championship of the world, 168-pound division. This guy, Frankie Lyles, will be taking on Zephyru Balagu. All right, now I think they're just about set to go to the interview, and we'll eavesdrop on that after we take one more look at this knockout. Boom, there's the shot that catches him on the head, and then the right hand right behind it. Now see the way he falls? His knees are gone. Now watch what Tim does here. Just grazes the chin, and this kid is out on his feet right here and goes down. He turns away and goes down, and the referee gets a look into his eyes. He says, that's it, I'm stopping the fight.
Your mouth was
all right, here we go to the interview as you continue to watch the replay.
First of all, I'd like to give thanks to Jesus Christ, God Almighty, for giving me the power and strength to go with a world contender like Botile is. Well, my mouth was bleeding. I got hit with a right hand, and I felt my jaw lock. So I knew that he hit me with a good punch, and I had to withstand that punch to continue the fight.
Is your jaw broken? Did you lose a tooth? What's going on in there? Do you know?
Well, I think I lost something. I feel it, but, you know, I'm the world champion. I feel good. I'd like to give thanks to Don King, you know, Showtime, and Carl King, my manager, my trainer, Aaron Snowwell. We all, you know, had this plan, going to camp, training real hard, and getting ready for Botile. It's a great fighter.
Let's take a look at the monitor here. First, there was a knockdown in the 7th round. Basically, it looked like you pushed him down. Your assessment of the first one?
Well, I hit him with a left hand, as you see, and it was strong. It was on the end of the left hand, but it caught him on top of the head.
This is the knockdown to end the fight. As we take a look at that here, describe it for us, please, Timmy.
Well, I was setting my left hand up and wanted to throw the left to the body, but I came with the right hook.
And then you pursued him. The fight was basically called off right there.
Yeah, because he couldn't withstand that hook I threw.
Now you had all of your family here. You had 4 of your 5 brothers and sisters with you. You're the Cincinnati Kid. They all drove down. You had a lot of support. What will be next for you now, Tim?
Well, we're going back to the drawing board, getting ready. You know, I'm going to let my manager, you know, dictate what's going about on my career, Don King.
All right. Congratulations to you, Tim.
Thank you.
All right, Bob Sheridan back here at ringside, and you can see that Tim Austin and his whole crew are very, very happy. And what a great victory for him to win the IBF Bantamweight Championship of the world. Well, there's some terrific fighters in there. You got Jorge Julio from Colombia. You got Sirawat from Thailand. You got Singh Mansuk from Thailand. Nana Kanadu from Ghana. Robbie Reagan, one of the champions from Wales. So there's all kinds of combinations of things that can happen for Timmy Austin now that he's world champion. One thing that he needs to do, I still think, and that's stay a little bit more busy. But you can't say enough, as we'll take one more look and watch it. It'll be the right hand, and the guy will be out on his feet. You'll see. Now watch this. Boom, right there. And it spun the head. And at this stage, the legs go. You see his eyes shut. He's out, actually knocked out on his feet. It's only instinct that's keeping him up. And when the referee got one look at him down here before Tim got a chance, he's hanging on by instinct, and that's all she wrote. Referee Mark Nelson in his first world title fight, calling it properly. Tim gets the belt put around him, and what an exciting night for the Cincinnati Kid, the United States Olympic bronze medalist in the Barcelona Olympic Games. There he is, Timmy Austin.